Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Now, more concerned citizens are speaking up about this Jade Helm military exercise. This time, footage of troops interning citizens in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, has caused a victim of Fidel Castro's Roundup to speak out. This is in a letter to the editor of the Corvallis Gazette-Times. Larry Daly remarks that he was shocked to see video out of Fort Lauderdale which featured military and police training together to arrest citizens and take them to internment facilities. He says, "It has been more than 55 years since 1961, and Castro ordered the roundup of suspected resistors in Cuba. According to some press reports, in excess of 200,000 were arrested during the Bay of Pigs." Now, he goes on to describe the experience that he and his sister suffered through, but he says his memories were stirred after reading about Jade Helm, which of course is a realistic military training exercise. It'll involve the Green Beret, Navy SEALs, the 82nd Airborne Division, and of course, local law enforcement. And it's set to take place from July 15th through September 15th. And the big warning here is that during this exercise, troops will attempt to operate undetected amongst civilian populations to see if they can infiltrate without being noticed. And again, that's what we're saying here. It's not that we're saying martial law is coming this summer, but we're saying every single American, not just those who've actually been through a government-ordered roundup, all Americans should be concerned when they see the military training in our cities, training there, rounding up citizens, working alongside local law enforcement, seeing if they can infiltrate civilian areas, unrecognized, rounding up dissidents. As Joe Biggs has said, you train for how you're going to fight. Now, coming up next week, John Bound is going to be giving us another in-depth report on a precursor to Jade Helm. This is called the Phoenix program. And someone there said it's central to Phoenix is the fact that it targeted citizens and not soldiers. Well, new details emerged today about just a handful of fighters from the Shabab militant group, how they were able to kill nearly 150 students in Kenya's worst terrorist attack since the 1998 bombing of the United States Embassy in Nairobi. They only had a few light weapons. Well, the students report that militants shouted, "Come out and live. Stay inside if you want to die." Now, they report that many fell for this trick. They voluntarily left their dorm rooms and obeyed commands to lie down in neat rows, only to be shot in the back of the head. Now, the students say they were pretty surprised with all of this because the university had been warned that there was the possibility for terrorist attacks, and this campus was in an area that had been targeted several times in the past by the Shabab militants, and there were only 2 security guards there on the campus.
Yesterday, we brought you the news about a mass shooting, a campus shooting in Kenya. The terrorist group Al-Shabaab opened fire at Garissa University College and killed nearly 150 people. Fox News reported the men were going door to door, asking people their religion, and if they answered they were a Christian, they shot them on the spot. The first responders engaged the terrorists but were flat out outgunned. Al-Shabaab is the same group that attacked a mall in Nairobi years ago, killing many innocent people. And now they're threatening attacks here on U.S. soil, threatening the Mall of America. DHS has investigated the group and found them to be no credible threat. And I hope they're right. But if they're wrong, I'm very happy that we live in a country where we have concealed carriers.
He kept pulling the charging handle and hitting the side.
The break and gunfire allowed Mealy to pull out his own gun.
I saw someone in the back of the Charlotte move, and I knew that if I fired and missed, I could end up hitting them.
So Mealy took cover inside a nearby store.
I'm not beating myself up because I didn't shoot him, but I know that after he saw me, I think the last shot he fired was the one that he used on himself.
The gunman was dead.
And in the Clackamas shooting, the mere sight of armed opposition forced the gunman to turn the gun upon himself. I guess he didn't want to take the chance of being taken alive. And now we're all asking the same question: how do we combat these mass shootings? Well, the chief of Interpol has come out and said, well, maybe we should just arm the citizens. The people should be able to protect themselves, and I do agree. Now, am I trying to put a firearm in every dorm room in America? No. But if you're somebody of age, of sound mind and body, and you don't have any criminal proceedings, I think you should be able to go out and purchase a gun to keep yourself safe. But not everybody agrees with this point of view, and there are now actually articles out debunking the effectiveness of armed citizens. I have some self-defense stories here, and for the purposes of this report, I restricted this to public people in public places and not private individuals in their homes. We'll start with this one. Back in 2012, two robbers enter an internet cafe, one's holding a bat, the other one has a pistol. He jumps up with his own pistol, shoots at the robbers, and chases them out like the rats that they are. You see, guys scurry and pretty pathetic. But he saved the day. Another story from Wisconsin. A gentleman pulls out his concealed carry and then shoots this guy once the coast is clear. Gas station clerk thwarted robbery, fired for violating company's no weapons policy. So this guy, he saved himself and the people in the store, but he lost his job, unfortunately. Another story out of Philadelphia. A barbershop patron shoots gunman dead. Armed robber, no match for pharmacist with a .45. And there are videos accompanying most of these articles I'm showing you. We're just skipping them for the sake of time, but you're welcome to go back and look at them for yourself. Woman fends off would-be attackers with concealed gun. And this is a bank employee with a concealed carry shoots would-be robber in the jaw. Another bank story. Bank customer thwarts robbery after returning to car to grab gun. And we'll end with this one. India's first gun for women fares well among men. And this was in response to the Delhi gang rape of 2012, where the young lady was raped on the bus with an iron rod by several attackers. And now they have a gun specifically designed for the women. I think the gun is way overpriced, but I'm happy to see that the young ladies are carrying this nonetheless and are able to defend themselves. So to anybody who would say that having a firearm does not protect you in a public place, I would want to debunk that and just tell them to go look at this. There's several other examples. Like I said, you can see videos of people in their home. There are way more than I can pull up for either one of these cases, but keep this in mind as we go forward, and hopefully we can diminish these gun-free zones and get rid of these soft targets. You can find more reports on Infowars.com.
Infowars Life and InfowarsLife.com is extremely excited to announce our latest release, Winter Sun, a revolutionary type of vitamin D3. Winter Sun is a premium quality vitamin D3 nutritional supplement. It is produced by extracting oil from healthy, nutrient-dense plants known as lichens. Every batch is analyzed for purity and D3 content. It's completely free of toxins and allergens. Simply put, if you want the best at an extremely low price, this is it. Winter Sun is the result of our pursuit of the best source of vitamin D3. The research and development took over 2 years, but the result, as verified by independent laboratories, is the best vegan vitamin D3 product in the world. Read the facts at InfowarsLife.com about Winter Sun Vitamin D3. Not only does vitamin D3 promote a healthy mood, but vitamin D supports our memory and brain function, something the globalists are targeting. Visit Infowars.com today or call 888-253-3139.